Hello Saber fans, this is Carl from CCSabers, and this is a video about TXQ Proffieboard sabers. Okay, so what is a Proffieboard? So a Proffieboard is a NeoPixel or RGB soundboard set tailored for the customized sabers. So it's based on a ProffiOS, which can allow the users to adjust or programming most of the behavior like gesture control, sound fonts, blade style, blade color, also something advanced called like battle mode. You can control everything on this board, and it's open source and community driven. So it's a really powerful little board. It looks like this. In this video, I will show you several different TXQ Proffiesabers because they have some different button layouts and also the chassis layouts. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's take a look at the boxes first, because when you first get your Saber, you either will get this one. It's a paper gift box, or you will get this carry box with our logo on it. So what's inside the box? You will have your paper copy menu. We also have the digital one on our website. You will have this charging cable. And if you do not see this one, most likely you will have this charging block. Then you will have the display stand. It's a new one. It's a shiny black surface. So it looks like this, 3 pieces. Put these 2 little pieces on the side and you will have a horizontal stand. And the blade plug, it may look different from this one because this one is from the BOBF Saber. A pair of gloves, looks like this, with our golden logo on it. So this is pretty much about it. Well, some Saber may only have the charging cable and the Allen key. It depends on which Saber you get. So you can find the accessory pictures at the end of the product picture gallery. So it's the last picture and the second last picture. It will show you the different accessories that come with your Saber. So you can have a general idea of what you will get when you buy the Saber. So we don't want people to say, why I don't have the display stand? Because some, like the dueling type Sabers, they just do not. But if you want one, we have the accessory you can choose from to add the such as a Saber stand and a blade plug to your order. So next, today I will use this one. This is a TXQ battle brick. I choose this one because it has 2 buttons, and I didn't make a video on it, so well, I'll use this one. And this one is very popular. I also have several different ones. I also have this stock Saber. I choose this one because it only has 1 button, and it has a special chassis layout and blade layout. So this is a special example. Here I have the BOBF. It has a different chassis structure. So if you are getting replica Sabers, most of the chassis will look like this one. And I have the basic tire, which is a dueling tire. This one has a very simple structure, so I will let you know how to charge it and also what the chase look like in this one. Okay, so let's go through some specs about this Proffisaber. I pull out a spec sheet on my computer, so I just want to make sure everything is correct. So okay, first of all, the blade length. It comes with 32 or 36 inches NeoPixel blade. And this NeoPixel blade is durable. It has 2 millimeter wall thickness, so you can use it to dueling, light to medium strength dueling. And then it had blade colors, so it says 12 blade colors. But this is something interesting on the NeoPixel Saber nowadays. Most of the NeoPixel Sabers nowadays have a function called color wheel. Especially on the Proffieboard, it uses a color wheel. Instead of change the color like one by one. You can do that, but color wheel is the most common thing on the Proffieboard. Theoretically, you can go with any color you want by using the color wheel, except for the white. But there are some white blade styles already put into the Saber, so no worries about that. Sound fonts, it has 25 sound fonts, which means in Proffieboard you have 25 presets. And then blade style, yes. So you have something like the lightning blade style, like the flame blade, the flicker ones. Okay, so the next one is ignition styles. So what is the next ignition style? So that's when you turn on the Saber, the blade will have effects. And that's what people usually ask me, Carl, if your Saber has a scroll ignition, just like kind of thing. Yes, it does. So we will show the blade style and ignition style in the later sections. Okay, so features, we have FOC, which is flash on clash. Gesture control, gesture ignition, so you can use a gesture to turn the Saber on or off, yes. Smooth swing, the sound will make different with your like light swing or a hard swing, slow or fast. And lock up, yes, you can adjust the color, and as the battery is actually removable and chassis is removable, yes. So Bluetooth, so none of the Proffieboard Sabers, TXQ Proffiebord has Bluetooth function. So if you want the Bluetooth function, I recommend you to go with the SN Pixel and the sRGB one. Those two are the soundboards that have the Bluetooth function, and they're categorized under the TXQ. BGM, yes, so this Saber can play music. SD card, it comes with a 32 GB SD card. And for the speaker, 4 ohm 3 watt, it's a 24 millimeter bass speaker. And the battery, it has a 18650 removable Li-ion battery. So this is about the spec sheet. And then I will go through the menu with you, show you some button interactions. Then we will go through the blade styles, presets, and the ignition styles. Okay, before we go to the blade styles, I have something to want you to know first, because many people are first buyer or this is your first custom lightsaber. So I would like to go with some terms here so you can know what I'm talking about. Because according to the previous comments, people are asking, what is pommel? I have no idea what is that. Okay, so from top to bottom. So this section called emitter. So well, actually, I will use another Saber, this one. This is more obvious. So this section called emitter. So you will find a NeoPixel connector in it. It looks like this. So you can see there are some spring-loaded metal pins and also the LEDs in it. So even without the blade, you will find the Saber will glow on the top. So that's a good thing, because if you want to put a blade plug into your Saber, the blade plug will also be illuminated. Then you have this section called handle part. This is the handle part where you hold Saber. On this Saber is this middle section, handle part, where you hold it. And on this Saber you have a control box, and this section we usually call this section is sing neck, and this is grenade section. This is another topic. And here you have the control box, and on this Saber you have 2 buttons as well, one here, one here. Power button, aux. So on TXQ Proffieboard, they all have the same layout. So if you have 2 buttons, the top one is the power, the lower one is the aux. Then you have the pommel part. This is the pommel. So this is a pommel cap, we call it. Usually when you want to access the chassis, the first thing you want to do is remove the pommel cap instead of trying to separate this Saber from the middle. Most of the Saber, we already considered that you only need to remove the pommel cap to access the chassis instead of like disassemble this Saber apart. Okay, so this is some terms. So on this one, remove the pommel cap, you will see the chassis, but you can only see the end of the chassis. Why? Because this saber is also special. It's very short, as you can see. This is like most of the sabers. It's like 27 or 30 centimeter. This is only like 20 or something. So it's short. It uses a special chassis. You remove the pommel cap. You can see the recharge port here. So use your phone charge dock or the USB port on the computer to charge your saber. So how to remove this chassis? You have two buttons here. Those two buttons can be removed. Well, this is actually very long, so I will just talk it to you. Remove those two buttons, and you will also have a retention screw on the back. Here, use your Allen key, remove this screw, then remove those two buttons. Then you can pull the chassis out, and you will see the Proffieboard on this side, and you will see the battery on this side. So this is how the Saber like this to remove the chassis if you want to access the Proffieboard to do some customization jobs. So for the replica Saber buyers, so this is how you remove the chassis for most of the Sabers. So first step is to remove the pommel cap, and then pull this chassis out. So on the most of the replica Sabers, they use a removable chassis setup. So it's actually two-part chassis. The top half is in the Saber. So there is a connector in this section, and the Neopix connector is on this section. So this is one part. And you have another part here. So you have the battery on this side. You will have the soundboard on the other side. So this is not Proffi, this is SN. I just use this as an example. And you will find some of the removable chassis do not have a recharge port. So that's the time you need the charging block. Okay, this is how most of the replica Sabers look like. Okay, so next we have this one. So this one is a dueling tile Saber. So not so many people will choose the Proffieboard on the dueling tire because people usually buy this Saber for like hard dueling. They prefer to buy it in either SN or even in RGB, so they can real like hard dueling with this Saber. But in case somebody want to Proffieboard version, so how to access the chassis for this one? So this is actually a universal chassis. It uses a 12mm glow switch, a huge switch here. So what you want to do is unscrew the lower half of the handle, actually lower half of the hilt, the handle part, and now you can see the chassis. So this is a RGB soundboard. You can see you have the recharge port here, you have the battery here. So you have an option here. You can either use this recharge port or remove the battery. If you want, you can also buy several spare batteries if you want. So when you go to the like a Comic-Con or park for the events, you can have like 3 or 4 batteries just in case. Remove this retention screw here and push this down, like physically, like push it down, and you will able to slide the chassis out, and you can access the board here. So that's easy. And then finally, we have the Dark Saber here. So why Dark Saber? Because it is special. You have to move this one, this screw at the end of the hilt to pull the chassis out. Let me show you. I need an Allen key here to remove this screw. Okay, why I want to show you the Dark Saber? Because it has a different chassis and it also has a different blade. It looks like this. This is a long chassis. So as you can see, it's a Proffieboard on the top. So this is a micro USB port. So this port is not for charging, okay? So if you plug like a charging cable into this port is not working. So this port is for charging, is Type C. You have the recharge port here, the battery here, the sound board here. So if you want to customize it, just pull this board a little bit outwards and then flip it up so you can access both the micro USB port and the SD card. So this is how it looks like. And also on this one, it has a different NeoPixel connection. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very dark here. But this one doesn't have LEDs on the connector, so which means the Saber only glow when you insert the Saber. So you can see this is a different blade. We have a different blade here. So I do not recommend to use this kind of blade for dueling because this part is thin. So this Saber is very good for cosplay. It's really heavy one. Okay, so this is about the chassis for the Proffieboard Sabers. I go through most of the situation you will meet. If you still have no idea how to remove the chassis from your Saber, send us an email or in-store chat. We will more than happy to help you. So next section, we will talk about the button interactions. So basically, I will go through the menu with you. People do not like to read their menu, so I will go through it with you. Video is better. I know video is always better. Okay, in this section, I will show you how to install the blade, and also I will go through the menu with you to show you all the functions on this TXQ Proffieboard Sabers. So to install the blade, I recommend to hold the Saber like this, emitter to the top, and then put the blade into the hilt. Make sure the bottom, there is a PCB little metal piece at the bottom of the blade. Make sure this piece make contact to the spring-loaded pins in the emitter. So push it down while tightening the blade retention screws. There you go. So try it. Okay. So let's go through the menu. So first, I want to let you to know the first thing you will see on the menu is called the battle mode. So I will actually leave this part alone, just probably not in this video. What is a battle mode? So the battle mode means you do not need to use your buttons to trigger some effects, such as clash, lockup, and I think also the tip drag. You can just use your gestures to trigger that kind of effects. So what's that used for? So the battle mode is actually very useful when you're filming or making some cool videos. So you do not need to use these two tiny little buttons on the hilt and to trigger like FOC, flash on clash, or the stab melt, the tip drag effects. That's very quick, but it also requires some practice because you have to remember all the trigger gestures for that particular effects. Okay, so let's just start from the ignite. So turn on the Saber. So the top one is the power, the lower one is the aux. Click the power ones, you will turn on the blade. And then the third, mute ignition, double click the power when the blade is off. So 2 taps. And now you can see the blade is on, but there's no sound. Okay. Next, retract, which is turning the blade off. So tap this once, tap the power button once, and then you have the gesture control. So to turn the blade on, rotate Saber from left to right like this. Will turn the Saber on, and then do this again, will turn the blade off. Okay, this is a gesture control. Okay, so next part, sound. So the first one, play the music track. So hold and then release the power button like this. Then, well, you can hear the thing start playing music. And then Then address volume. So this description is a little bit vague. So I will just let you know. So to address volume, hold this aux switch, then release it. Hold, release, and you will hear a D sound. Then if you click the power button, it's volume up. If you click the power button, it's volume down. So volume up, this is volume down. Okay, so how to exit this mode? Do the same thing. Hold, aux, release. Hear the D again, then it's back to normal. Okay, so this is address volume, and then change the sound fonts. So on the Proffieboard v2.2, that means change presets. So if you want to change to the next one, click the aux switch once. If you want to change to the previous one, point the Saber down. Actually, that means point the Proffieboard down. Then click the aux switch, and we'll go back to the previous one. Okay, so let's do some blade effects. So turn the Saber on first. Then the first one, blast. Click the aux switch once. The blast effect. Multi-blast mode. So hold and then release the aux. You will hear a clash if that you did it right. You do it right. Like this. Well, so every swing you made will trigger the blast. So that works on under what situation when you're recording a video, like trying to deflect the blaster, you can turn this mode on and then do this kind of thing. That's it. And the third one is a clash, which is FOC, flash on clash. So well, it says clash the blade while the Saber is on. So actually, you can do this. Well, you can see it triggers. Then you have the lockup. Is the hold aux switch and clash while on is like this. You will see there's a white section, and this section actually moves. So if you do this and do that, you will see it moves up and down. It's not in the middle, right? Okay, that's something I noticed. Then you have the tip drag, which is when you hold the aux button and step down, do a step. So hold the aux switch and, well, I have to do it on the ground. Okay, so it looks like this. There is a white section on the tip. So let's try it again. Hold the aux, then step down. Hold the aux. Whoa. Okay, here we go. And step down. Okay, so this is a tip drag. Then we have the melt, which is a hold the power of the aux and then through step forward. So like this. You can see here. So instead of the white tip section, it goes yellow. So if you're using a Kylo style Saber or blade style, that's actually very useful. So you will see a yellow section on the top of the Saber. And then you have the lightning effects. So hold the power switch and then click the aux. Okay, it looks like this. All right. And you have the force effect, which is hold and release the power while on. So the force effect, it's actually a sound effect, but some of the force effect are bounded to a light effect as well. It's like something going on with the blade. So let's see how this going on. Hold and release the power while on.
I am the Senate.
Well, it's basically a quote in this sound font. And then you have the step. So you do not need to click any button, just step forward and clash the Saber at the same time, meaning you have to hit something when you're doing this thing. Well, you will see a little light yellow section on the top of the tip. I don't know if I can show this on the camera for you. Well, as you can see there's a different color section at the top of the blade. Okay, so this is basically all the button interaction you can do on the TXQ Proffieboard Saber. So let's go through with some ignition style and blade style. Okay, let's start from this red one. Different color. So we call this part pre-on. So pre, the blade is on. Okay, so this is a cool ignition. So if I remember correctly, this called Hunter ignition and fracture ignition on the SN Pixel soundboard. So this is where that come from. Okay, so a flame blade in purple. All right, this is like a pulse style blade. You have a white flame at the bottom of the blade, and the rest of the blade is in red. This is something similar to the previous one, but in green. The energy is something going on. This is another kind of fire blade, like a candle or something. Okay, one more important thing I didn't mention in the button interaction. So how do you change the blade color? Actually, that's important. So to enter the color wheel, you need to hold the aux switch, then hit the power button. So aux, power, you will hear a sound, and then you enter the color wheel. So rotate the saber to change the color. You can see rotate saber to change the color, just like a rainbow. And hit either one to exit the color wheel after you choose your color. Okay, so for example, we need it in red. So red, here is the red, and hit the power button. Now the saber is in red. Okay.
I am told it is the dark saber.
Alright, the white blade, as I mentioned before. So you cannot find white in the color wheel. I think you already found that you can find the white blade style in the color wheel. So we already put the white blade style in the config file, so you can just use it. This is a light blue. Okay, flicker one. A lot of people asked us if we have this blade style because it's accurate. Okay, flicker.
Tell me, is this training?
Training? No.
I know.
Always training.
There's no other way out.
And the green one. Okay, and then we back to this red one. Okay, so this is another function, and it calls smooth swing. It will make the sound, the hum sound, according to your swing, quick or slow, heavy or light. If you do it quick, slow, heavy, light. And it also depends on the sound font how this hum sounds. Some also have sound fonts also have accent swing, which means when you swing and stop, it has a accent at the end of that hum. This is smooth swing function. Okay, let's turn it off. Okay, so this is pretty much about the button interactions and also the blade style and the ignition style. So as you can see, the Proffieboard is small but it's very powerful. So these are all presets that are provided by the factory. Actually, you can customize it to match your taste. You can find a lot of tutorials and like the config files or sound font websites. Just search it. There's a lot of them. I also made a couple Proffieboard tutorials for the beginners. So if you want to customize your Saber, like the blade style or the sound font, feel free to check those out. That's a very helpful video. It will let you know what you need on your PC, how to connect as a soundboard to your computer, and then how to upload the config file, edit the config files, and upload it to your soundboard. That's the first step you need to know if you want to customize your Proffieboard. And I also have the digital, like a PDF menu that basically cover everything in the information in the video. So check those out. All right, so this is a Q&A section. So I picked some most of common questions from the chat and also the email comments. So let's go through it. So the first question is, people will ask me, Carl, if the Proffieboard Saber are good for hard dealing. So this is actually a tricky question because this is not about the Proffieboard Saber. It's about the NeoPixel Saber. If the NeoPixel Saber is good for hard dealing or not. My answer is yes and no. So I'll let you know why. Because the NeoPixel blade itself nowadays is actually durable enough for hard dealing. So this is a 2mm thickness wall blade, and you will also see 3mm wall thickness blade, such as the LGT NeoPixel blade, as they have the 3mm options. I haven't seen a 4mm yet, but you may find it in some workshop. They made like special customization blades with like, I've seen like 4 LED strips blade. It just suck battery monster. They probably will make something like that, like 4 or 5mm wall thickness, but I doubt it. Anyways, so the blade is not a problem, never a problem. So the problem is actually the pins on the NeoPixel connectors. These little pins, spring-loaded metal pins. These are problems. Why? Because these pins are actually, well, they are more fragile than the blade. So if you're not installing the blade tight enough and flush enough, that will become a problem, because if the blade rotates and wiggling, moving around in the emitter, it will, during your hard dealing, I mean medium light dealing is fine, it's not a big issue, but hard dealing, that will become an issue because blade move around inside emitter will cause damage to the pins. So that's why I say this is a yes and no question. I say the blade is durable enough, but if you're like hit it every day with like a superpower, well, it will broke one day, you know. So if you want to buy a dueling tail saber with a Proffieboard, you say I want to use it for hard dealing every day, I'm good with it. Just your choice. I'm just saying here. Well, that's the first question. The second question is about the Bluetooth. So people want to know if the Proffieboard have Bluetooth functions. So short answer is no, because in our store, some people will say, well, the Proffieboard is Bluetooth capable. Well, hear me out first. So the Proffieboard Sabers in our store, they're provided by different factories. So they do not put the Bluetooth module, the little chip, in the Proffieboard Saber. So the simple answer is no, they do not have Bluetooth function. But if you are going to do a custom Saber routine, well, that you have an option. You can contact a Sabersmith and let them to add a little Bluetooth module. It's not very hard. It's only like 4 to 6 wires, I think, connect to the Proffieboard, and then you have the Bluetooth function. That's a simple thing to do. But we do not the Bluetooth function in our store for our Proffiesabers. If you want that, for TXQ Sabers, check out the SN Pixel. That's a NeoPixel Saber. And if you want RGB, check sRGB. Those two are actually share the same soundboard. Those two have the Bluetooth function. So you can download an app on your phone and then control. You can do most of the button interaction and also the color change, play style, font change on your phone. That's convenient. I'm not a huge fan of it because I just use physical buttons on the Saber. So that's the second question. And the third question, do you recommend the Proffieboard over the SN Pixel soundboard? Well, my answer is, if you're not going to do a lot of customization, I probably will suggest you just go with the SN Pixel routine, because that thing is just simple and you have the Bluetooth. If this is your first Saber, you have everything you want, everything, every function in the Saber community nowadays. Well, that's probably your option there. You can choose SN Pixel. So why people are very fond of the Proffieboard? Because many people I know, they want to do the customizations. They want to make their own beautiful blade styles, and there are so many different good fonts and font makers in the community. You can buy the fonts from them and install it to your Saber. And that's a very good experience. I'm also a fan of it. So in that case, I will recommend the Proffieboard Saber, because not only it can do the customization, but it also has the best sensors, like the moving sensors and the gyro on it. It's the best. So if you want the best smooth swing and also the best light effects, like the very complex light effects, you may need to go to the Proffi routine instead of the SN Pixel. So that's my point of view. So the last question is about if the customization is hard to learn. So the learning curve on this thing is actually steep. I don't think the beginner level editing is a problem for most of the people. You just need to watch like a couple of videos online, and there existed config file and the font packs. We also provide that on our website. Once you buy our Saber, you can access those font packs and also the config files. So the beginner level is not a problem. There are plenty of resources in the community that you can find, such as playstyle libraries, playstyle editors. That's a visual editor. Although it's like a code, many code down below, but it's visual editor. You can click this, click that, because, such as color, blue, effects, flicker, and it will generate a code for you. And you can also see it on the screen how that blade style works. So that's a very good tool, blade style editor. You can use that to generate the code and then put it into the right place in the config file. So I assume you have zero idea how to programming and write code. You just need to find the right place, put those code, put those things in order, and read some menus and tips from the community, and you should be able to do that. But with advanced level, you probably need to learn a lot of things. So change the fonts, as a blade style, not a problem for most of the people. If you know how to use a computer, then you should be able to do it. So that's the last question. Okay, so that's pretty much about this video. I believe this is a little longer than I originally thought. So if you have any questions about the TXQ Proffieboard or any Saber in our store, send us a store message or send me an email. So we will respond it as soon as possible. Okay, until next time, take care and stay liquid.